Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Ray. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on LeBron James. A lot of you have been asking to know the real tea. He's been in headlines and scandals for his mouth and for what he's, make comments that he's made that are pretty much, they're basically ignorant, and it just shows his mentality and whatnot. So we're going to get into the reading, see what comes out. If you don't know who he is a basketball player, an entrepreneur, yada yada yada, businessman. He's been in the industry. He's been compared to like Michael Jordan in some ways. He is married and he has 3 kids, if you don't know. And he is on the Lakers team. So, okay, so that's what we know. I'm going to get into what the tarot says, and, what's coming up for him. What is his future look like, Obviously, he's set for life as far as his millions, but I can't help to feel like there are a lot of things that is going to be uncovered in today's reading. So today I'm going to be using the Brady Tarot. This is a tarot deck that I recently got. I love it. I love the illustrations, and they're a little bit different. The illustrations are more unique, and they have the owl. The owl is one of my spirit totems or animals. As you can see, it's like sketched here. So very nice quality of the box, and when you get the cards, they are gold plated, or they have like, not gold plated, but they have like a siding that is gold. So I really like them. I like the cardstock consistency also. It's very thick and sturdy. So I'm going to be curious to see how they actually shuffle. So we will get into it. So I'm going to just select cards, but I'm going to randomly shuffle, and Spirit, please reveal what is coming up for LeBron James. So yeah, we're going to find out. Like I said, he's been in scandals. He's got anger issues. I mean, if you get to know him, he's passionate about certain things. But, when a lot of these, NBA players, etc., they start getting woke, or they start getting involved in politics, it's a whole new thing. And I think that he's been using his voice, maybe not the best representation. I feel like he is going through some personal issues in his life. I don't feel like his family or his wife, that marriage is like picture perfect. I feel like there are things that are coming out. I feel like he can be abusive to people. And I do feel like he may have some issues, again, with certain skin color types. And I'll just say that. Again, I feel like deep-rooted. Again, this is all from Spirit. It's allegedly, so it's not like I'm, saying that this is for, the way it's coming across, but rather it's from Spirit. But I will say I do feel like he does hold some anger, some issues towards people of a certain skin color. Okay? And I'll leave it at that. So I'm just pulling out some cards here. And we're going to see, like, what comes up around him. There was something that I had recently saw. I was like, nobody can take this from us, or we work very hard for it. And it's just, it's weird, but I don't know. I just got a certain vibe out of the energy behind those words that were spoken. Almost like a holier than thou complex, which is like he's forgotten his roots, where he came from, his upbringing of who he really is. And it's more of a precocious or braggadocious, if that's even a word. I got that from Jessie J. I love that word, braggadocious, from one of her songs. But it's not even that. It's almost like holier than thou, almost like snobby kind of attitude that he carries. Now, I feel like there's a lot of people that can't stand him, even other NBA players, people that just dread having a game against him. But I think it was very humbling. We'll say that the Lakers did lose, no offense to any of my Laker fans out there, but yeah, I believe that they did. I don't follow basketball, so I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but the Lakers recently lost that game, and something about him and the other team player, he either didn't want to shake hands and whatnot, but it was all like a diva attitude. Like he's a super diva at the end of the day, and he was bothered by the fact that they didn't win. Because again, he has been glorified and put up on a pedestal to be in this superior, like the next Michael Jordan or whatever. But okay, so let me just stop rambling and get into the reading. So we got the World card here. This tells me again that he has completed a cycle in his life. He's at a point where he really doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, at least in his mind. There's other people, though, his fans, that may feel let down because they feel like he should continue to do things. But I do feel like he's exiting the NBA within the next 5 years or less. So I don't know what he's planning on doing, but I feel like there's either this retirement announcement or him kind of like getting out of the industry. Mind you, he is relatively young. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but his age is like around mid-30s. So 36, 35, 36, somewhere around there, right? Then we have here apathy. So it's like, kind of like this feeling like he knows that he's effed up in many ways. He knows that he's hurt people, and not just by his words, but by his actions is what I hear by spirit. So apathy. I'm not very familiar with the word apathy. I think that's like almost like feeling a certain way about certain things. Like, but I will tell you that what I feel here is like this sulky, depressive, very moody, and it goes back to the anger issues that I was mentioning earlier in this reading when I first began it, of what I pick up around him. It's like a very negative, low vibration. Then we have the Son of Horns. So this is like a person falling off of a cliff. Like a antelope falling off of a cliff. And what this means is like his star power is going to be not necessarily diminished, but he is falling for things, meaning that there could be scandals that kind of lower his reputation or throw him off guard. There's things that are coming up around him, and it's what I feel. Then we have here the Daughter of Arrows. So he is being targeted by people, but he has a good sense of people that have his back. So he's protected as for the most part, but there's still scandals that are coming out, and there will be coming out around him, skeletons in his closet. I pick up a female accusing him of something, and maybe this is like, it's something that we see pretty repetitively among NBA players, etc. And then we have here the Chariot. So he's moving forward from this. Like I said, within the next 5 years or less, he's moving on from NBA. Things could actually change from this reading. Keep in mind, even though I'm saying it today, because everybody's free will's at play. But I honestly feel like there's this movement away from what he's doing. Then we have the Mother of Arrows. So the wife does not necessarily agree with him, okay? She may be loving, supportive, but at the end of the day, she has her own mindset. She has her own opinions, and they don't necessarily match up to him. But I feel like he kind of tells her, well, I'm your husband. You need to have my back on everything. So there's this manipulation that goes on in the relationship where I feel like she's constantly in the back of her mind, even though she's the mother of his children, and she's pretty much kept, in her own way. And I don't mean that to sound ugly, but it is what it is. I just feel like there is this level of her not necessarily agreeing, putting her foot down. So there's some problems within the marriage right now, in the relationship. He could have a wandering eye. He could be like venturing off, or he could be like, keeping a wandering eye is what I get. And she's like not having it. She's like, look, if this is going to be what's going to happen, this is what's happening and this is how it's going to be, then I have to, check out, or I have to do something. We have the Daughter of Horns. So with the Daughter of Horns here, I'm just looking at this. This is like somebody that is, this would be like one of his children. I don't know if he has a daughter, but I kind of feel like this is his daughter looking at new opportunities, unless this is more of like somebody else that is in the family, like a younger girl that would be like a daughter to maybe like a cousin or an uncle or an aunt, somebody in the family. There's somebody younger that is hungry, that is thirsty to, and I hate to use the word thirsty, but like is ambitious, and they have goals and they want to get ahead. And again, I don't feel like this is necessarily his daughter, because his daughter may be young. I think he has a daughter. I'm not that certain, but again, like I said, I don't know his family. I don't know anything other than he's an NBA player. But I do feel like there is somebody in the family who is very ambitious. And this could be his daughter, like Spirit saying that, you know, later on in life, she will be ambitious and be more of an entrepreneur. Like she may want to follow in her father's footsteps in some way with the businesses. Okay. Then we have here the 7, which is the crown. Interestingly enough, we got here the crown card. So the crown is, sorry, I kept saying crown. Oh my God, I can't even read. This, these cards are a little dark on the print. It says growth. Okay, growth. So this is like the 7 of, you know, like 7 of wands, I kind of feel like. But anyways, it's the card of growth. So things are growing. I feel like he's on his spiritual path. He's not done growing, etc. So there's a lot of growth over the next couple of years. A lot of maturity still that he has to go through. And then we have guile here. And this would be like the 7 of swords. So, yeah, 7 of swords, guile. So I kind of feel like there's this level of precaution needed. There's people that are around him that may not be, they may be deceptive, and also with himself. He could be telling lies, saying things or doing things that are just for, you know, the heck of it, without any disregard to the consequences that may come from it. So it's very interesting. I'm going to pull a couple more cards to see what else is being revealed here. Spirit, what can you reveal about, let's see, his financial matters, like his finances? We know that he's a millionaire, but let's just see what Spirit has to say about that. So we got here the inspiration. So it looks like he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like there is a lot of growth. There is inspiration here. Maybe like this is like a feather, and it looks like it's thunderbolt as well. Very, very interesting. I feel like there may be some kind of writing, either a book that he's working on or some material that he would be working on. Maybe this could be like in the movies or dealing into production, producing, filmmaking in the future. Like I don't know, but I kind of feel like there's something about that as well. And then we have here the mother of roots. So this is about like the his family and protecting the family, like wanting to protect him, laying down the foundation roots, his ancestors, very protected. Let me see here. And so he is very protective, like I said, of his family. Let's see what is coming up around his relationship. So around the relationship is the high priestess, which is very, very interesting. This would be his wife. Again, I feel like the wife knows, and she's very intuitive, and she knows something's wrong, but she may be lying to herself, saying, you know, this is not happening, not my husband, he wouldn't be doing this. And Spirit is like, girl, you know that he is cheating on some level, or he could be cheating on some level in the future. So you better just like take those rose-colored glasses off. And then we have here the 4, preservation. So this is all about like everything that he's doing is not necessarily to have like a fortune for the family, but it's for himself. In some ways he is selfish, and I will say that, and I don't normally say that about people, you know, as a psychic. I would never say that, but there is this self-preservation where he just thinks about himself at the end of the day, and he could care less about other people, maybe in his family, you know, I mean, his immediate family, like his wife, kids, you know, he cares about them, but other people within the family that may feel like, you know, he is all about preserving himself, preservation, but what about everybody else, right? There's this period, this is like represents the 4, for me, it represents almost like a person going to hibernation. So like the 4 of swords. I don't know, but this is kind of like what it represents to me. So I feel like there's a period where he may get away from the spotlight. He may, like I said, retire or take a break in some manner and reassess himself. But I feel like he's very scattered at the moment. Energy is not good around him. And then we have the 7 of feathers, I guess. I don't know. It says power here. So this is like a power struggle. Notice that there's two bulls going at it. He's going to continue to have confrontations with other people, and it's his mouth and his personality that are going to get that are going to basically get him in a bad situation. He's very arrogant. Like I said, LeBron James is very arrogant. People don't want to hear it. I don't care. This is my channel, and I'm just giving you the tea. Okay? I have nothing against the man. I don't even know him. I just feel like, again, he's a very arrogant person. And then we have altruism here. So again, this is a 6. I don't know what this would be, like the 6 of. These are newer cards. I think, like, honestly, like, there's a feather here, a full moon, and a serpent. So it's altruism. So, you know, when you look at the word altruism, there's so many different meanings that could come from this. I kind of feel like with him is that there's some clarity that's coming. And I feel like there's something about wishes that he has that are not yet fulfilled. But I feel like, again, around him, there is some evil. There are darker people that don't have his best interests at hand. And he has a lot of yes people around him. There is going to be a time that there may be some issues with scarcity. Scarcity comes up. So this is like the 5 of Pentacles for me in some ways, you know, traditionally. There may be some scarcity, some things that are coming up around money, finances in the future. That he needs to be aware of. There could be like a business deal that cost him thousands or millions if he's not careful. And then we have the Sun. So the Sun is a very positive card. It is the divine power. So everything that's happening is guided by a divine power. Everything that's being orchestrated, that's playing out in his life at the moment. And with that card, it kind of makes the minor things that I see here a little bit better. But despite all of that, this is a good card to get at the very end. It's a very foretelling card that, you know, he will go through a roller coaster ride up and down, but despite all of that, he will make it through the rain, right? He will make it through any problems that he has. But before he gets to this part, before it's sunny, it's a lot of clouds and a lot of things that are very upsetting and shaken up. So he has a lot of soul growth yet to have to do here on the physical world. And despite what he may even go into after, you know, MBA, etc., there's going to be a lot of changes in his home. I don't feel like his wife will stick around forever. I feel like there is a separation despite the kids, having the kids, etc. And I feel like more skeletons and things are going to come out. So it'll be very interesting to see what hits the headlines, etc. I also feel like he may be going through something physical in his health. I don't know. I get chest related, so there could be something that's not necessarily cardiovascular, but it's connected to either the upper shoulder, the torso, or one of his arms, but around the chest area as well. This could be muscles, something that is just, it's not right. And I feel like, again, this is not a diagnosis by any means. I'm not a doctor, but just what I get from spirit. So, you know, I wish him well. I hope that he does change his persona, the way that he is right now, and works on those character flaws, because there are big character flaws at the end of the day that he holds on to. And, you know, I think that he could be one of the greats. In some ways he already is. You know, a lot of people in the industry would equate him to being one of the greats. But again, when you have, you let, you know, your ego get to you, or you have a very arrogant attitude, just because you reached a pinnacle of success, right? One must not ever forget where they came from and who they are. And I feel like, again, he is going to learn harder lessons the more that he speaks from a place that is inauthentic. Because I really feel like, again, it's almost like the fame has got to him and he forgot who he is. And he's going to be reminded by the media and other people that will have no problem making a buck off of him, dragging his name through the mud, you know, because of these headlines and whatnot. Just like the recent game that the Lakers lost. So it is what it is. Let's continue to, you know, lift up Brother James in some way, you know, where he can see the light and he can kind of shift back and focus more, less on politics, more on the NBA. And not just politics, but other things that he's doing and saying, how he's treating people, and making aware that he's a true, you know, champ, and he is a team player and not somebody that's sour or salty because they lost, right? So, all right, guys, I want to wish you well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like this video. Please comment below if you have another video that you want me to do a reading on, and many blessings and love and light. Until next time, bye.